Hi YouTube, thanks for looking in. I'm Andy. This is my birth chart for the day. A quick look at the astrology as we go into Monday, the 12th of February 2018. The moon's been in Capricorn since yesterday morning in the wee small hours, 2:20 a.m. All my times are UK times, by the way, that is UTC or GMT. So we still have a Capricorn moon until Aquarius comes in tomorrow afternoon. It's more formal, basically. It's people are more strict. People demand more preciseness from each other. The chances are, if you're just kind of guessing at something today, that might not be the way to do it. Try and be sure-footed if you can. Basically, Capricorn, it's the sign of the goat, and if you watch a goat, they're very, very sure-footed. They don't just put their feet down for nothing. Long void of course period coming up tomorrow, but that is tomorrow before the moon eventually enters Aquarius. But for now, moon in Capricorn, 11.2%, waning crescent still on her way down. New moon comes in on the 15th, that is just 3 days away at 21:05 UK time, 9:05 in the evening. It's going to be an interesting new moon. There are no full moons in February this year, so it's a less intense February than we've been generally. Well, after January anyway. I don't know about last February, but after January we are not used to it being quite so calm. Also this week on, the chart always moves on, Thursday the 15th, right, same day as the new moon. Not long actually, at 20:51 we have this partial solar eclipse, which won't be visible in UK certainly because it's night time, but is nonetheless happening and will be visible in some parts of the world, depending where you are. Partial solar eclipse, it's an interesting one because it's in Aquarius. There's more hope there. There's less having to release things and think about things that were less happy, things that made us less happy. More to think about going forward now, about keeping the lessons, keeping the love as we go forward. So partial solar eclipse in Aquarius, and then 14 minutes later at 21:05 on Thursday we get the new moon. And then things begin to change yet again. But for now, Capricorn moon, 11.2%, and at the moment, she is conjunct Pluto. Biological urges, basically. There was a film, what was it called now? Basic Instinct, that's it. Basic instincts tend to come to the fore when the moon is conjuncting Pluto. It's not the most positive alignment conjunct. It's not the same as an opposition. But you don't always get the best coming out during a conjunct, basically. People's passions are heightened and people are stirred to kind of dig deep, investigate, find answers to long-standing problems, not always in the most positive way either. Basically a time for clean-ups and changes, and cleaning up and clearing is a real good thing to do as we come towards a new moon, which is now very close indeed. Just get ready to let the new energy in, and with the new moon, you see, we go from the idea of a waning moon, where we're getting over problems and actually moving forward under our own steam, to keeping up the moving forward under our own steam, certainly, but some help coming in from the universe as the moon begins to wax, so that is no bad thing. The sun right now, sextile Uranus, so innovation is favoured, new ideas, quick thinking, and being willing to accept new things, unusual situations, is a really good way forward today. Get a lot out of today if you can think of it that way. Mercury squaring Jupiter, important communications on matters of concern for many are at issue now. Not that I'm reading it off a sheet or anything. Moral, philosophical, religious issues, things like that come up. It's the extreme end of thinking about right versus wrong, really. That comes up when Mercury squares Jupiter, but you just never know with Mercury, right? And these are all maybes where Mercury is concerned. But that is pretty much where it's going today. In the biodynamic cycle, it's a root day under a Capricorn moon. Like I was saying before, it's the sign of the goat. You want to be sure of where you're walking, put your foot down first, test the water before you get into anything like that. Whatever it is, but it's about kind of knowing the shot before you move forward. That is really the main thing under a Capricorn moon, and certainly when it's a root day in the biodynamic cycle. In the real world, in the laws of physics, it's a really good time for anything to do with planting root vegetables. or just root vegetables generally. Okay, let's have a quick look at spaceweather.com. The solar wind speed today is right. No, it's not, because I'm looking at the wrong one. Let's just refresh that again. Doesn't matter how many times I refresh it, it springs back to yesterday. Solar wind speed right this very minute, 312 kilometers per second. The density of the protons, 12.3 protons a cubic centimeter. That is changing all the time, and it's strange this, right? The solar wind speed is going right down, but the proton density is coming right up. That's very high proton density there, but things are happening. We have sunspot number 2699 on the face of the sun, which is now, there's a picture, 1, 2, 3, 4. It seems to have now broken up into 5 different sunspots, so it's getting very powerful. There is solar wind pouring out of that, and we're expecting that to reach us on February the 15th or 16th, so that's new moon day, total partial solar eclipse day, or the day after. And there's a strong possibility of G1 class geomagnetic storms, which are fairly mild as they go, but we do notice them in some areas of spiritual work. People follow those very closely indeed. The coronal hole is now getting more towards the western side of the sun, but is still there. It's still active, and that is all part of the solar wind thing as well. But there's a possibility of solar flares. Let's have a look. Well, the 6-hour maximum there was taken at 2:01 a.m. UTC, and that is C1. 24-hour also C1, taken at 01:36 UTC, and those are both today, February the 12th times. Okay, thanks very much indeed for looking in. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I may be back later today with another video. I keep saying that, but it's really difficult in winter because mad things crop up and you just have to go and sort them as soon as you can. But thank you very much for watching. Smash that subscribe button. Go on, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. We'll share the journey. Have a great day, my friends. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.